Good morning. Uh, This meeting is now called to order. We all rise up, please, as we have our Philippine national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, hanap ng puso, sa dingding ko'y buhay. Upang inirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng wataw at mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwalhatit pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
I now would like to call the Congressman of the Sibag Party List, Bishop Brother Eddie Villanueva, our Vice Chairperson, to please give the invocation.
Biblical terms, the moral status of human beings is exalted in large part due to the declaration first made in Genesis chapter 1 that human beings are made in the divine image. Being made in God's image has been interpreted in a variety of ways. One pattern of interpretation emphasizes certain godlike human capacities such as moral freedom, reason, conscience, and love. Another interpretive approach emphasizes the elevated moral status that goes with being made in God's image, such as an intrinsic or God-given dignity. Finally, the fact that Genesis 1 applies the divine image to everyone speaks to a fundamental human equality. No one has more of God's image than anyone else. Bahagi ng aking pangunahing panalangin, ang Galatians 5:13 verse 14 says, "For you were called to freedom, brothers and sisters. Only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for self-indulgence, but through love, become slaves to one another. For the whole law is summed up in a single commandment. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." Freedom, equality, and dignity are bestowed on all by virtue of being human, being made in the image of God. In Galatians, the Apostle Paul reminds us that these rights are not earned but divinely ordained. Tayo po'y dumako sa diwa ng pananalangin. Dakilang Diyos na may gawa ng langit at lupa, nakatingin sa aming lahat. Kami po'y sama-samang lumalapit sa iyo. Nire-re-echo namin, Panginoon, ang nakalagay sa preamble ng Philippine Constitution, and I quote, "We, the sovereign Filipino people, implore the aid of Almighty God," unquote. Tunay, Panginoon, na wala kaming magagawa kung wala ka. Kaya hinihingi namin, sama-sama kami ngayon sa buong komite na ito ng Human Rights ng 19th Congress of the Philippines. Dumudulog sa iyo. Hinihingi, Panginoon, ang iyong kahabagan, ang iyong karunungan, ang iyong patnubay. Basbasan mo po, Panginoon, ang Human Rights Committee ito na pinangungunahan ng iyong lingkod, si Bishop Benny Abante, at ang bawat sa amin na designated na kasama sa committee ito. Inaamin namin ang katotohanan, wala kaming magagawa kung wala ka. Subalit ang sabi mo, we can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens us. Iunat mo, O Diyos, ang iyong mahabang kamay. Buksan ang bintana ng kalangitan. Patungan mo na yung mapagpalang kamay ang bawat sa amin sa pangunguna ng aming chairperson, Bishop Benny Abante. Padaluin mo, Panginoon, ng fresh anointing of knowledge and wisdom and fresh anointing of the boldness of the Lion of Judah, na ang komiteng ito'y tunay na magtagumpay bilang isang sagradong komite na pinagkatiwalaan mo, Panginoon, sa ikabubuti ng sangkatauhan. Ikaw may sabi, Panginoon, ang paglilingkod sa bayan ay pagmamahal sa buhay na Diyos. Kaya, Panginoon, basbasan mo po ang bawat isa. Sa dami ng milyong-milyong Pilipino, kami pinagkatiwalaan mo na makapagkatha ng magagandang batas na magbibigay ng tunay na kabutihan, the general welfare and greatest interest of the Filipino people. Anoint each and everyone, exceedingly bless everyone with divine help, divine strength, divine provisions, and divine courage in doing what is right before your sight. Magtagumpay kami na makakatha ng mga panukalang batas na tunay na kailangan ng aming minamahal na bansa. Magbibigay ng kaluwalhatian sa iyong pangalan. Salamat po, Diyos, sa makapangyarihang pangalan ni Kristo Jesus. Ibinabalik na po namin sa iyong lahat ng papuri. In Jesus' name, everybody agree and say, Amen and Amen.
You may be seated, please. Salamat, Bishop Brother Eddie, for that wonderful remarks and invocation. Being our organizational meeting today, I would rather first of all recognize who are present than a roll call today. So I would like to recognize our congressmen who are present this morning. We have Honorable Ricardo Cruz Jr., we have Honorable Jimmy Fresnedi, of course, Brother Eddie Villanueva. We have the lone minority member, Honorable Gabriel Bordado. We have Honorable Ernesto Junicio Jr., and we have Honorable Pablo Jan Garcia and Honorable Joseph Jojo Lara. We also would like to acknowledge the presence of the resource persons who have invited as guests. We have the Presidential Human Rights Committee Secretariat, Mr. Manuel Felix Abejo Jr., Presidential Staff Officer 4, representing Yusek Katura. We have the AFP Center for Law on Armed Conflict, General Joel Alejandro Naknak, Philippine Army, Chief of the AFP-CLO-AC. We have Major Bernie Guerra, Chief Monitoring Inquiries and Legal. And of course, we have the Commission on Human Rights. We have Attorney Gemma Paruhinog, Director of Policy Office, and Attorney Johamer Azalan, Division Chief Policy Office. We have the PNP HRAO, Police Brigadier General Vincent Calanoga, Police Colonel Gideon D., and Police Colonel Rocky Bausa. Representative from Legal Service, SLO, and HRAO. Of course, we have NUP Jacqueline de la Cruz. We welcome everyone who is present with us this morning, including, of course, our media practitioners and network who are also with us today. May I now be allowed to speak on my preliminary remarks as chairperson of the Committee on Human Rights. I would like to, first of all, acknowledge the Speaker of the House, Martin Romualdez, for asking me to chair this very important committee. And by the way, we celebrated his birthday yesterday, and I would like to again reiterate my greeting of him as a happy birthday. It is with great honor and pride that this representation formally commences the legislative work of the Committee on Human Rights for the 19th Congress. I warmly welcome the honorable members of this committee who have readily signified their intentions to join me as we engage the broad human rights community not only in enacting human rights laws, but also in pushing for advocacies that promote, protect, and fulfill human rights obligations both at the international and domestic spheres. I also would like to acknowledge our major government stakeholders who are present today: the Commission on Human Rights, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the AFP Center for Law of Armed Conflict, the Philippine National Police, the PNP Human Rights Affairs Office, and the Presidential Human Rights Committee from the Executive Department. These duty bearers have actively participated without fail in our committee meetings and activities in the past Congresses. And I would like to give due recognition on them for their tireless effort in support of human rights legislation. It is the most opportune time for this committee to open its doors to the challenges that beset our nation. Of late, we speak of the many ugly heads of crisis rearing on us: food crisis, energy crisis, economic crisis. And yet, this is the most facing crisis, to my mind, that we as human rights advocates must avert with all our might: a human rights crisis. Because if we are not able to solve the human rights crisis, we'll always have problems on food, energy, and the economy. Just yesterday, the United Nations Human Rights Council meeting in Geneva with its 47 member states conducted its Universal Periodic Review of the Philippines, a process where the UNHRC evaluates the human rights records of each member country and issues recommendations based on official reports from the government and civil society organization. Now, of course, maaaring maging problema natin ito as we tackle the issues of human rights in our country today. Several states have reportedly called upon this government to address the culture of impunity which have associated with the previous administration's war on drugs. While there are disparities on the reported number of deaths from the government and the non-government organizations, what remains clear to me is the fact that many lives were lost in that period, and Lady Justice was not present in many of those instances. Before the eyes of the UNHRC, our human rights record is rife with abuses, and concrete steps must be undertaken to ensure swift justice, accountability, as well as remedy and reparation for the victims and their families. The withdrawal from the International Criminal Court has already drawn the Council's attention, including the grave violations reportedly committed against human rights activists. Within our jurisdiction, the issues on extrajudicial killings of journalists, lawyers, human rights defenders, and innocent civilians, red tagging of human rights advocates, including disrepresentation, disinformation campaigns, and many other forms of human rights violations have seriously impinged on the constitutionally guaranteed rights and freedoms of the people. We also would like to reiterate that we would like our stakeholders, particularly the Philippine National Police and the Armed Forces of the Philippines, to provide us with all data and solutions to these pressing problems right now, which we have not yet even received any closures of it. Within our jurisdiction, as a two-time chairperson of this committee, my first term being the 13th Congress, I have not and will not tolerate any act, directly or indirectly, which transgresses human rights. As a pro-life advocate, I've always maintained that the rights to life, liberty, and property are the bedrock of human rights. As articulated in Article 1 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and I quote, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights, end of quote. Oft repeated principles of human rights complement this declaration. Human rights are universal, inalienable, indivisible, interdependent, and interrelated. That being said, the legislative priorities of this committee for this Congress would definitely bear the mark of the rights-based approach to legislation. The right to adequate food framework, the Comprehensive Anti-Discrimination Act, an act prohibiting racial, ethnic, and religious discrimination, protection of the rights of the internally displaced persons, Human Rights Defenders Protection Act, Magna Carta on Religious Freedom, National Committee for the Prevention of Torture, and OPCAT implementation and strengthening the Commission on Human Rights would form part of the legislative agenda of this committee. Hence, I implore your valued commitment and genuine desire to pursue the noble cause of human rights. My esteemed colleagues and fellow human rights advocates in government and civil society, by sharing with this committee your most precious time, knowledge, and expertise in crafting the proposed laws that I have just mentioned. For as John Locke succinctly puts it, and I quote, the end of law is not to abolish or restrain, but to preserve and enlarge freedom. For in all the states of created beings capable of law, where there is no law, there is no freedom. End of quote. Thank you and good morning to all. I also would like to recognize a good friend of mine from the First District of Lanao del Sur, Representative Sia Alonto Adjong, the lone person present with me this morning in this committee. All right, the next would be the consideration and adoption of the proposed internal rules of the committee. I'd like to ask the ComSec, Felix Parcon, to say something about it.
Good morning, sir. And honorable members of this committee and the resource persons who are present. Sir, please allow me to present the overview and mandate of this committee through a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, go ahead. Uminit ako dito sa Zoom. Good morning. Okay, for the jurisdiction and membership of the Committee on Human Rights, the rules provide under paragraph Z, section 28, rule 9.
Sorry for the technical glitches. Okay. Okay, so we begin again. Under paragraph Z, section 28, rule 9 of the rules of the House of Representatives. The committee has a statutory membership of 35 members. It has jurisdiction on all matters directly and principally relating to the protection and enhancement of human rights, assistance to victims of human rights violations and their families, the prevention of violations of human rights, and the punishment of perpetrators of such violations. Next slide, please. What are human rights? As mentioned by our chairperson, all human beings are born equal in dignity and rights. Human rights are inherent to all, irrespective of nationality, place of residence, sex, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, language, or any other status. These rights are universal, inalienable, and guaranteed by law without discrimination. These rights are all interrelated, interdependent, and indivisible. Next slide, please. The human rights-based approach to legislation. It is a common understanding within the UN system and is founded on the conviction that each and every human being, by virtue of being human, is a holder of rights. Next slide, please. It is a right which entails an obligation on the part of the government to respect, promote, protect, and fulfill it. Under the HRBA, human beings are considered rights holders or claim holders, and the government is the primary duty bearer with its corresponding obligations. The legal and normative character of rights and the associated governmental obligations are based on international human rights treaties and other standards, as well as on human rights provisions in national constitutions. Next slide, please. The committee has cardinal rules in the conduct of inquiry in aid of legislation. First, the personal safety of witnesses and victims is of paramount interest to the committee. Separate hearings are usually conducted for the victims and witnesses and for the agents of the state. On-site hearings and ocular inspections may be conducted by the committee. The committee should strike a delicate balance between national security and public interest. The committee also holds its regular activities. The first is the annual Human Rights Week celebration, which is celebrated every December 4 to 10 as mandated by Republic Act number 9201 or the National Human Rights Consciousness Act of 2003.
As you can see, we have the photos of the previous activities. Also, we maintain the repositories of human rights resources. We have the Heidi Rorak Resource Center, which is a repository of human rights resources that promotes human rights education and policy studies related to human rights concerns by virtue of resolution number 136 approved by the House of Representatives on 13 March 2006. And we have it situated at the HREP main library. This is the aerial view of the soon-to-rise Freedom Memorial Museum at the UP Diliman campus, which is a flagship project of the Human Rights Violations Victims Memorial Commission and dedicated to honor and recognize the lives and sacrifices of victims and survivors who struggled for freedom, democracy, and human rights during the martial law. This is under sections 26 and 27 of Republic Act number 10368, which the committee passed in the 15th Congress. And finally, these are the proposed legislative priorities which have been mentioned by our chair. The right to adequate food framework, an act prohibiting racial, ethnic, and religious discrimination, protection of the rights of internally displaced persons, the Human Rights Defenders Protection Act, the National Committee for the Prevention of Torture and OPCAT implementation, Magna Carta on Religious Freedom, the Comprehensive Anti-Discrimination Act, and strengthening the Commission on Human Rights Charter. We also included the laws passed by the committee, and you may view them on the booklets which we have provided for each member. That would be all, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Comsec. I'd like now to hear a motion from the members to adopt the proposed internal rules of the committee, including my remarks.
Mr. Chair, respectfully move to adopt the internal rules of the committee, including the remarks of the chair earlier.
All right, there's a motion by Congressman Zia.
Second.
Is there any objection?
Second.
Not. All right, now we have the briefing and presentation of all major stakeholders. Would like to hear from them. So if I may ask the Comsec to be able to call them one by one to give their comment.
Good morning. May we request the representative of the Presidential Human Rights Committee Secretariat, Mr. Manuel Felix Abejo Jr.
Before that, Comsec, I'd like to recognize the presence here, face to face, of Congressman Roman Romulo. Very good friend.
Mr. Abejo.
Good morning. Can I share my screen? Possible?
Yes, please.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, honorable members of the House of the Representatives, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Manuel Felix Abejo of the Presidential Human Rights Committee Secretariat. Good morning. This briefing report is prepared by the Presidential Human Rights Committee Secretariat for the information and appreciation and guidance of the Committee on Human Rights, chaired by the Honorable Bienvenido M. Abante Jr. of the House of Representatives.
This report briefly presents the office mandate, the work directions, and various initiatives it has taken to realize this mandate, and some proposals on ways forward. Am I clear, sir? Okay,
Yes,
okay. I'll continue and go ahead. Hold on. It shall also introduce the manpower resources of the office that have stood in good stead over the years. It is hoped that this information may help chart the human rights direction of the 19th Congress of the Philippines. Under Administrative Order number 163, series of 2006, the PHRCS is tasked to manage the Presidential Human Rights Committee's fulfillment of its mandate as the primary human rights advisory body to the Office of the President. The same AO in Section 6 identifies the work of the PHRCS and the Executive Director who manages its operation. In April 2018, as a result of a strategic planning session by the Office of the President, the PHRCS was deemed a competent and reliable support to operation office. The PHRCS serves as a presidential instrument under the Office of the President that assists in one, defining the state's overall human rights agenda. Two, monitoring, coordinating, and ensuring the compliance by all executive bodies concerned of their human rights duties and obligations under the same agenda. And three, engaging as appropriate and necessary with multi-stakeholders on relevant human rights advocacy matters. So the PHRCS mandate is realized by way of relevant programs, projects, and participations or interventions, which are as follows. On assisting in defining the state's, specifically the executive department's overall human rights agenda. The realization of this mandate is anchored on the successful pursuit of the Philippine Human Rights Agenda contained in the Philippine Human Rights Plan. The PHRCS is at the forefront in the crafting of the Philippine Human Rights Plan, the third edition of which covers the period 2018 to 2022, or the entire term of the Duterte administration. A national human rights dialogue series dubbed Ugnayan Bayan, National Engagement, held in November to December 2020 was the main platform for the midterm assessment of the Philippine Human Rights Plan. On the other hand, the PHRCS has been instrumental in providing inputs to presidential statements that define the human rights agenda of the Duterte administration. These statements were especially clear in the President's State of the Nation addresses in 2016, 2018, 2020, and the message before the 75th UN General Assembly, among others. Finally, the same tact is also conveyed by the PHRCS Executive Director on various platforms. On monitoring, coordinating, and ensuring compliance by all relevant executive bodies with their human rights duties and obligations under the human rights agenda, this mandate is realized along three major tracks. The first track is focused on ensuring that the Philippines continually avails of the various reportorial platforms that allow it to keep the world updated on its compliance with its human rights obligation. These platforms include the UN treaty bodies, where periodic interactive dialogues are held to discuss the state's performance relative to the core international human rights treaties to which the Philippines is a signatory. The National Mechanism for Implementation, Reporting, and Follow-up under the UN Joint Program on Human Rights for the regular updating of human rights performance indicators assigned to specific executive bodies. The UN Human Rights Council, specifically the Universal Periodic Review held every 4 years, and the UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, and the UN Special Procedures Mandate Holders System.
Palapit daw po sa mic yung ano yun, yung voice. Kasi nahina daw po ang dating.
Also known as the UN Special Rapporteurs, including UN working groups, which the Philippines engages in various modes. The second track is focused on the PHRC's relevant participation in state human rights accountability mechanisms that were established via directives issued by the Office of the President. These are the Interagency Committee, AO 35, series of 2012, to address cases of extrajudicial killings, torture, enforced disappearance, and other grave violations of the right to life, liberty, and security. The Presidential Task Force on Media Security, EO1, series of 2016. The National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, EO70, series of 2018. The Anti-Illegal Drug Campaign. The UN Joint Program for Human Rights as focal agency for the NWRF. The International Humanitarian Law Technical Working Group, the EO134 series of 1999. And lastly, the Interagency Committee on the Complementary Pathways Program, series of 2022, to address the concerns of the Rohingyas. The third track concerns the specific interventions in various issues of international concern. This covers the Philippine campaign to champion global protection of older persons, human rights obligations of owners and leaders of businesses, national campaign against the proliferation of illegal drugs, countering violent extremism or terrorism, press freedom, statelessness, allegations of red tagging, human rights defenders, cyber attacks or shrinking civic space, allegation of impunity, persons are deprived of liberty, and the national monitoring mechanism. On engaging as appropriate and necessary with multi-stakeholders on relevant human rights matters, the human rights stakeholder community is not defined solely by state actors. It is further enriched by non-state stakeholders, individuals, and organizations whose various causes and interests inform the Philippine human rights civic space. It is in this context that the PHRCS defines the civic space where local and international engagement with various stakeholders may be pursued to discuss human rights as it is pursued in the Philippines. In the local arena, the PHRCS engagement with government offices are aimed at mainstreaming human rights in the bureaucracy. On the other hand, there are engagement with civil society groups and non-government human rights defenders and the independent national human rights institution. In the international sphere, the PHRCS has been involved in the ASEAN Intergovernmental Commission on Human Rights, the European Union, Filipino communities and organizations abroad. Finally, the PHRCS, as necessary, issues statements to the media that clarify contentious human rights matters. The executive director has likewise raised some mainstream and social media programs as a resource person on various human rights discussions. The office also has a regular publication called Real H Rights, which is issued to government offices, non-government and social and civil society partners, independent national human rights institutions, UN country team, and foreign missions. So I go to the proposed 7 points ways forward in the PBBM administration. So number one, first, the PHRCS shall front load and recommend the pursuit of a human rights-based agenda of the PBBM administration that is principally anchored on the promotion, protection, and fulfillment of the economic, social, and cultural rights of the Filipino people. Second, the PHRCS shall lead in the crafting of the fourth Philippine Human Rights Plan that will chart the PBBM administration's overall human rights roadmap in alignment with the state's traditional human rights obligations informed by the Constitution and other relevant national laws, and by the core international human rights treaties which the Philippines is a signatory. Third, the PHRCS shall, in partnership with the executive bodies concerned, continue the conduct of constructive engagements with relevant international human rights monitoring bodies as part of the state's commitment to transparency and the strengthening of government mechanisms that impact human rights, but only if the same is deemed as meaningful and beneficial to the country. Fourth, the PHRCS shall continue its active involvement in state accountability mechanisms institutionalized by way of presidential issuances. This involvement is to ensure that the human rights principles are observed in all plans, programs, and projects undertaken by the said mechanism. Fifth, the PHRCS shall, in partnership with the executive bodies concerned, further engage locally and internationally with civil society groups as part of creating venues to broaden Philippine civic space for non-violent civil society and non-government organizations. Sixth, the PHRCS shall intensify its rights-focused information campaign via various media platforms to build on the positive human rights narrative as discussed. Its target audience shall continue to be both state and non-state entities to further build on the mainstreaming campaign. And seventh, the PHRCS shall continue the development of its human resources, specific competencies in technical work, office administration, and management. The PHRCS organization has a manpower complement of 14 officers and personnel. It is currently headed by Executive Director Snibero Catura, who holds the rank of an undersecretary according to AO 160 series of 2006. Mr. Catura has been in government for 34 years and has a third-level career service executive eligibility bestowed in 1997. He is supported by 3 directors, 7 presidential staff officers, 2 administrative officers, and 1 administrative aide driver. The senior staff has an average of 22 years in government service, while the junior staff has an average of 5 years. The caring staff complement was realized with the issuance by the Department of Budget and Management of the PHRCS approved contractual staffing pattern in September 2021. This is deemed a major administrative accomplishment that recognized the value of the staff since the office's work was strengthened in 2006 via AO 160. That's all po. That's all. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Also would like to recognize the presence of a veteran colleague of mine, Congressman Edson Lagman, at the First District of Albay. Can we continue on, Secretary?
Yes, sir. May we call on representative of the AFP Center for Law and Armed Conflict, General Jose Alejandro S. Naknak, Philippine Army.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Please allow us to share our slides. Hindi nakikita. Are our slides clear from your end? Okay po ba yung slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay, clear po sa lahat, ano po? Sige. So let me first greet the honorable and dedicated members of the Committee on Human Rights, headed by its chairperson, Honorable Bienvenido M. Abante Jr. Good morning po, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. I am Brigadier General Joel Alejandro S. Naknak, the Director of the AFP, or the Armed Forces Center for Law of Armed Conflict. I will be presenting the Armed Forces of the Philippines organizational brief and priority agenda for the present Congress. The scope of my presentation is as shown, as required by the Secretariat. On the AFP mandate and organizational structure. Article 2, Section 3 of the 1987 Constitution mandates the AFP to protect the people and the state with the goal of ensuring the sovereignty and integrity of the national territory. To perform this mandate, the AFP is organized and structured with a general headquarters as force manager, 3 major services as force developers or force providers, namely the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy, and the 6 strategically located unified commands as force employers and combatant commandants or commanders or commands. Shown is the organizational structure of the general headquarters, composed of the personal staff, coordinating staff, and spatial staff. The mission of the major services as force developers is to organize, train, equip, and maintain and sustain the forces they provide to the unified commands. The Philippine Army's mandate or mission is to develop, organize, train, and equip, maintain, and sustain ground forces to support the AFP mission. The Philippine Army is composed of 4 functional commands, 11 infantry divisions, an armored division, 5 engineering brigades, a brigade combat team, 8 specialty enablers, and 5 Philippine Army-wide support and separate units. The Philippine Air Force is tasked to develop, organize, train, equip, and maintain, and sustain its forces to support the AFP's mission. It is organized having the Air Defense Command, Air Mobility Command, and Air Combat Command as its primary units. It is supported by the Air Logistics Command, the Air Education, Training, and Doctrines Command, and the Air Reserve Command. These are further complemented with 6 tactical operations wings and 10 Philippine Air Force wide service support and separate units. On the other hand, the Philippine Navy is tasked to develop, organize, train, equip, and maintain and sustain naval forces in support to the AFP's mission. It is composed of the Philippine Fleet, comprising of the Naval Flotilla and the Philippine Marine Corps as its amphibious component. It is 7 combat forces supported by 7 naval combat support forces and 7 support and sustainment units. The country is divided into 7 geographical areas to include the National Capital Region, which is the area of responsibility of Joint Task Force NCR. Meanwhile, the rest of the geographical areas are under the responsibility of the Unified Commands. The mission of the Unified Command is to conduct joint operations in each area of responsibility in order to establish a peaceful and secured environment and to assist the local government agencies in their socio-economic, ecological, and developmental activities. The Philippines, being an archipelagic state, has an array of air, land, and naval joint forces located throughout the country with combat forces deployed according to the unique operational requirements of each unified command. The Northern Luzon Command has jurisdiction over northern part of the Luzon. Southern Luzon Command has jurisdiction over the southern part of Luzon. Western Front, consisting of the province of Palawan, including the Calayan Island Group, is under the jurisdiction of Western Command. Visayas Command leads over the forces in the Visayas, while the Western Mindanao Command and the Eastern Mindanao Command oversees joint operations in the islands of Mindanao. Next, on the priority agenda for the present Congress. First on our agenda is our proposal on Military Service Employment and Re-employment Rights Act. This proposed bill will subject the military personnel to regain employment or have a better employment after rendering a period of uniform service. It is to protect military service personnel or members and veterans from employment discrimination on the basis of their service. It prohibits discrimination against past and current members of the uniformed services as well as applicants to the uniformed services. It also prohibits discriminations by financial institutions against members of the armed forces because of their status as high risk or those who are exposed, politically exposed person. The next is the proposal on anti-discrimination of active and retired military personnel, which aims to protect active and retired personnel from being discriminated by political, business, financial institutions, employment entities, and healthcare facilities and others. It is to ensure that their affiliation with the AFP should not be a ground for discrimination, considering that they are serving or have served the country with utmost patriotism and courage. The next agenda is on the Reservist Employment and Reservist Re-employment Act or Employment Rights Act. The AFP seeks to strengthen the employment of protection rights of reservists to ensure that their employment will not be adversely affected by their duties as reservists. This will seek amendment of the statutes to be updated in the current situation. As shown are the key points of the AFP that the AFP would like to put emphasis on. Provide a level of protection and support to our reserve force. Non-discrimination of reservists by employers because of past, present, or future military service. Employment rights and entitlements such as promptly re-employment in their civilian jobs upon return from active duty. Ensures that they are not disadvantaged in their civilian careers because of their military service. Lastly, the Military Privilege Act. The following key points are proposed to be considered. First, it provides specific privileges for active and retired military personnel in business establishments, public utilities, medical services, housing, transportation, and communication, etc. And this is to show appreciation for the invaluable services rendered by soldiers. Privileges as defined is a right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular group of persons or a person. Given the self-sacrificing or sacrifices and dedicated service that our soldiers render in the country for its freedom, it is but fitting to grant or reward them privileges. These privileges may also be used to entice the future generations of our country to devote themselves to military service. That ends my briefing, and in behalf of the Armed Forces Chief of Staff, General Bartolome Vicente Bacaro, Philippine Army, maraming salamat po at mabuhay po ang Republika ng Pilipinas.
You, next, Comsec. Yeah, I'd like to recognize Commissioner Beda Epres of the Commission on Human Rights.
Thank you, sir. From the Commission on Human Rights, may we call on Attorney Gemma Parohinog?
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson and members, distinguished members of the Committee on Human Rights. I am Gemma Parohinog, Director for Policy Advisory Office of the Commission on Human Rights. I am joined today by my Commissioner, Commissioner Beda Epres, and my colleague from the Legal Legislative Linkages Division. Allow me to share my screen. May I be allowed to share screen?
Yes, go ahead, Attorney.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can I request the Secretariat to allow me to share screen? To share the screen, please. I sent it to the staff already. In the meantime, while we're putting up the presentation of our CHR legislative agenda, allow me to present our office, the CHR. The Commission on Human Rights is a national human rights institution. It is an independent office created by the Constitution and Executive Order 163, Series of 1987. It is tasked to bridge relations between the international human rights mechanisms recognized by either the CHR, the UN Charter, and the treaty-based mechanisms, and the national human rights mechanisms in close coordination with the civil society organizations. As a national human rights institution, the CHR is mandated by the Constitution and EO 163 to investigate all forms of human rights violations. Relevant to this meeting, it is our mandate to recommend to Congress effective measures to promote human rights. And okay, thank you very much. So, and relevant to that, may we present already our CHR legislative agenda for the 19th Congress. The Human Rights Legislative Agenda for the 19th Congress is an outcome of consultative workshops among different government organizations and civil society members that have contributed to the discussion of what are the most prevalent needs of the society with respect to human rights. You will notice that in this presentation, we have distributed the bills proposed according to the treaties to which the Philippines is a signatory. So let me start. For the civil and political rights, we have included the Protection of Human Rights Defenders Bill. For the And of course, for the rights of internally displaced persons, we have included the protection and promotion of rights of internally displaced person, the national preventive mechanism, which is a requirement for the OPCAT, the institutionalizing prison reform and restorative justice in the Philippine correctional system, protection of the rights of refugees and stateless persons. We have recently signed the 1964 Convention on the Protection of Stateless Persons, the non-passage of the reimposition of the death penalty, the establishment of Human Rights Action Center in local government units, the Transitional Justice Law, and the Facilitated Naturalization Bill. Um, for the protection of all persons from enforced disappearance, which, by the way, we have not ratified the International Convention on Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearance, and hence the Commission on Human Rights is recommending to the government ratification of this particular international convention, despite the existence of a national law already protecting our citizens against enforced disappearances. Next slide, please. Um, for the Convention of the Rights of the Child, we have included removing distinction, discrimination against illegitimate children, universal birth registration. We have included this because we recognize that there are children in far-flung areas, in GIDA areas, that have not been registered up to now, depriving them of their basic rights to education and access to general services. We have also included the Anti-Corporal Punishment Bill, the Magna Carta of Children, and the Henyo Kabataang Pinoy Bill, which supports the education of children with special abilities. And then we have also, under the International Convention on Economic and Social Cultural Rights, we have identified the following priority bills: the National Land Use Act, the Comprehensive Anti-Discrimination Bill, the Framework of the Right to Adequate Food, the Forest Resources Bill, the Magna Carta of Workers in the Informal Economy, the Security of Tenure Bill, establishment of um, food resources, establishment of Environment Protection and Enforcement Bureau, and Traditional Property Rights of Indigenous Peoples Act, and the National Housing Bill. Next, please. For the protection of for the as a continuation, the rental subsidy bill, the corporate business related human rights abuses bill. This is relevant to the business and human rights guiding principles. The climate neutrality and accountability bill, persons experiencing homelessness and destitution bill, education for homeless bill, amendment on the Mining Act of 1995, amendment to the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act, amendment to the Consumer Act of the Philippines, amendment of the Renewable Energy Act, and amendment of the Corporation Code of the Philippines. With respect to the amendment of the Corporation Code of the Philippines, we would like to give focus here on the right of the responsibility of businesses with respect to respecting human rights, and including due diligence in their practices. We also have, under the Convention of the Rights of Migrant Workers, Magna Carta for seafarers, Special Assistance Fund for overseas Filipino workers in distress, mandatory insurance, the creation of OFW Family Help Desk Act, which should be available both at the national and local government units. Next slide, please. And then for the civil and political rights, amendment to the Family Code, revision of the revised Penal Code and adultery and concubinage, amendment to the Safe Spaces Act, e-violence, electronic violence against women, and women's political participation and representation law. With respect to the rights of persons with disability, we want the proposed amendment to RA 10524, amendment to Magna Carta of Disabled Persons, establishment of the LGU Disability Rehabilitation and Resources Center, and the Inclusive Education Act. For the rights of older persons, we propose the rights of older persons, we do not have a convention, but particular to the rights of older persons, we propose the following bills: the Anti-Elder Abuse Law, Universal Social Pension, the Long-Term Care Act, and the Elder Employment System Act. So these are the legislative agenda that we have set together with relevant stakeholders for the 19th Congress. Thank you very much for your attention.
All right, thank you so much for that, Commission on Human Rights Attorney. Okay, COMSEC, do you have any other?
Sir, the last PNP.
Go ahead, go ahead.
May we call on the representative from the PNP Human Rights Affairs Office, Police Colonel Gideon D.
Good morning. Good morning, ma'am. I may be allowed to share my screen.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
To the Honorable Chairperson, Committee on Human Rights, Representative Bienvenido Imabandi Jr., sir, members of the House, honorable members of the House of Representatives, particularly of the Committee on Human Rights, chiefs and representatives of from other government agencies and other participants. Pleasant morning, sir. I am representing Police Brigadier General Vincent Escalanoga, who is currently attending an equally important event in Cagayan de Oro City. I was PNP mandate and others. The outline of my presentation is as shown, sir. On the PNP mandate, the Public Act 8551 or the Philippine National Police Reform Organization Act of 1998 defines the authority and responsibilities of the PNP as an organization. With regards to the functions of the PNP is mandated to enforce the law, maintain peace and order, prevent and investigate crimes and bring to justice, exercise the vested powers from the Philippine Constitution and pertinent laws, detain and arrest persons for a period that beyond what is prescribed by law, implement pertinent and control the training operations of security agencies. On the PNP organizational structure, The PNP's command group is headed by the Chief Philippine National Police, who is vested with the power to command and direct the Philippine National Police. He is assisted by 2 deputies, 1 for administration and 1 for operations. The Chief PNP has 11 personal staff. These are as follows: the Internal Affairs Service, Public Information Office, Office of the Spokesperson of the Chief PNP, the Center for Police Strategy Management, the Human Rights Affairs Office, the Peace Process and Development Center, the PNP Liaison Office for the Office of the President, PNP Liaison Office of the DILG, the Office of the Chief Executive Senior Police Officer, Office of the Ex-Officio Commissioner, and the PNP Area Unit. Directly under the Chief PNP and the command group are the 11 directorial staff. These are the Directorate for Personnel Record Management, for Logistics, Controllership, Information and Communication Technology Management, Human Resource and Doctrine Development, Research and Development, Plans, Intelligence, Investigation and Detective Management, Operations, and Police Community Relations. The Chief PNP exercises authority over the 14 administrative support units and the 15 operational support units, as well as the 5 area police commands, overseeing 16 police regional offices. These are as follows: police regional offices 1 to 3, 5 to 13, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, the Cordillera Administrative Region, Calabarzon, and Mimaropa Police Offices, as well as the National Capital Region Police Office. On the PNP legislative measures for the 19th Congress, shown are the 15 PNP legislative measures for the 19th Congress. The first one is the National Police Clearance System. It is a web-based information system to streamline the process of issuance of police clearance for the convenience of the public. The reorganization of the PNP per Section 2 of RA 8551 is structuring the strengthening of the PNP organization to establish a highly efficient and competent police force which is national in scope and civilian in character, administered and controlled by a National Police Commission. 3, conferring the cadets of the Philippine National Police the status of government employees and granting them with civil service eligibility benefits and privileges. This is to promote the general welfare of the basic rights of every cadet in the Philippine National Police Academy by providing them the status of government employee and granting them the status of eligibility for a permanent appointment in the goals and benefits in order to raise the morale and welfare of the future police officers of the PNP. 4, increasing the quota requirements of PNP female officers. This is to ensure the adequacy of female police officers to oversee the women and children protection desks in police stations. The House of Representatives approved the House Bill number 9058. The PNP shall reserve 15% of its annual recruitment training and education quota for women. 5, strengthening the recruitment and selection appointment of PNP uniformed personnel to ensure the entry of highly qualified and worthy individuals into the police service and to strengthen the human resource capability of the PNP. 6, revitalization and capability enhancement of the PNP. This is Senate Bill 204. It's focused on the infrastructure and facilities development and acquisition of upgrading of equipment of police force. This will specifically construction and upgrading of equipment of police stations and offices, crime laboratories, custodial facilities, training institutions, hospital, barracks facilities, among others. 7, amendment of section 33 of RA number 6975, educational requirement for lateral entry program in the Philippine National Police, which provide that a member of the PNP shall not be eligible for promotion to a higher position of rank unless he has successfully passed the corresponding promotional examination given by the commission or the bar of corresponding board examinations for technical services and other professions. Number 8, the PNP field training program of police trainees. It is a program designed to expose trainees and new recruits to the police community and actual police work. 9, amendment of section 4 of RA 10883 of the new Anti-Carnapping Act of 2016. 10, the subscriber identity module. SIM card registration, RA 11934, to promote responsibility in the use of SIM and provide law enforcement agencies the tool to resolve crimes which involve its utilization and a platform to deter the commission of wrongdoings. 11, the PNP Tertiary Hospital, House Bill number 10496, an act creating a tertiary hospital for the Philippine National Police and appropriating funds therefore. 12, establishment of a forensic database in the Philippines, the objective of which is to establish, keep, and maintain a comprehensive national DNA database in order to perform comparative searches. 13, mandatory full autopsy, House Bill number 9072, or the mandatory autopsy law, to require mandatory autopsy on certain cases with the end view of using forensic science that will enable law enforcers to gather competent and objective evidence needed in criminal investigations, especially in the resolution of mysterious or serious deaths. 14, the PNP legislative increasing the combat pay and combat incentive for the Philippine National Police. And the last one, sirs, creation of Police Retirees Affairs Office, PNP Retirement and Benefits Administration Service to administer retirement and separation benefits of PNP personnel, implement plans and programs, and uplift the morale and welfare of the PNP retirees and their beneficiaries. That would be all, Your Honors. Thank you, sirs and Madam.
Salamat, Colonel D. No, may I just say this to the Philippine National Police. In the last administration, you have been the focus of almost all human rights abuses. I'd like to now tell you that this committee will be more objective in our investigation of all kinds of human rights abuses, and I hope that the Philippine National Police would be able to help us, no, check on this. I do not want that ma-focus lang sa inyo, kundi sa lahat ng naniniwala tayo na gumagawa ng human rights violation. I hope that Colonel Dino, yan ay mapag-usapan ninyo ng upper officer ninyo tungkol dito. Can I ask for a second on this or support on this, Colonel?
Yes, Your Honor, sir.
Yes, kasi ano mo, ako hindi ko na ito pinalaki pa. Pero ako mismo, the chairman of the Committee on Human Rights, naging biktima ng harassment. You know, and I do not want that to happen again. I hope that the Philippine National Police would acknowledge that and do something about it. Anyway, to all of the stakeholders that presented your presentation today, we would like you to submit to us a copy of all this presentation for our documentation and guidance. Is there any other matter that some of the members present would like to express or speak about? The table is now open for anything that you would like to say.
Mr. Chair, perhaps a request,
Yes,
a simple request.
yes, Congressman Zia.
I hope by the next time we hold the committee meeting, especially if we're discussing about the priority legislations of this committee, those proposed legislation that were presented by the three stakeholders, I hope that we can invite them face to face, Mr. Chair, because it's quite lonely here, just between you and me. So we need warm bodies here in the room, and so that we can also engage in more productive discussion rather than just listen to them online. It's quite more convenient for us to get all the information needed pag face to face for Mr. Chair. Just a simple request. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Yes, thank you, Congressman Zia, for a well-said statement. No? Itong medyo malungkot dito kasi para kami nakikipag-usap sa multo. So, we would like to request, particularly yung ating mga stakeholders, to be present with us. Wala na tayong pandemic ngayon, di ba? Endemic na lang ang atin, we can provide naman antigen. We will request the speaker to provide antigen tests for all of you, para you could be able to attend. So we could be able to articulate kayo on the issues of human rights, which is very, very important to us. Okay, maraming salamat for Congressman Zia for that statement. Is there any more?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Fresnedi. Go ahead, Congressman Fresnedi.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I noticed, Mr. Chair, that on the number 10 of PNP legislative measures for 19th Congress, it says here about the subscriber identity module or SIM card registration. I believe, Mr. Chair, that it was already passed into law and signed already by the President. So there's no need to include this as part of the legislative measure of PNP for 19th Congress, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much for the manifestation, Congressman Fresnedi. We will look into that. Thank you. I hope our Philippine National Police people would also look into this, and kung ito naging batas na ito, then it must be implemented. Is there any more from our members, colleagues?
Mr. Chair, if there are no other issues to discuss, I move that we adjourn the committee.
Okay, there's a motion to adjourn this meeting today. Wala naman nakaharap sa akin dito, so if there's any objection, so hearing none, so the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor, sirs.
Thank you.